you kind of have to do that manually as far as I know. So I already did that though. And I have that list, and I was even going to show a couple coins from there today. But anyway, long story short, kicked off KuCoin. Welcome to crypto. If you've never experienced this before, wait till you find out about delistings or whatever. But the point is this game is, I have that list. There's long story short, kicked off KuCoin.
We had a problem and you didn't push the right button. I don't think someone was live until now.
I think it just, it says.
Now you should push the start live streaming.
No, I'm streaming right now. It says, let's see.
Maybe it's from my part. I don't know.
I think we're on a massive delay though. Let me just see if, sorry everyone, but let me.
Start live streaming. Yeah, see if it's okay.
I'm streaming right now.
People should tell us.
Yeah, I'm streaming. Are people in here watching and has it started okay? Because maybe my computer's locked up, but it looks like I'm streaming and I just listened to a bit of the stream. But there was something weird when I started. I don't know. It seemed weird.
Yeah, so.
Just started live now. Yeah, it's on some crazy delay or something.
No, it's now I pushed the button. I saw something is not okay. And you should, but I think it's okay now.
The whole time it's been saying we've been streaming for 8 minutes and 59 seconds.
So you have to start again if you want to tell people something.
So Hanya, you're in here, so you didn't hear any of my intro or whatever? Not that I was saying anything that freaking important. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess we'll just have to start. I'm not going to go through my whole spiel again, but we'll just, if we start from here, we'll edit the video to just start right now, because we are streaming right now, it looks like. So. But all I was saying was I'm kicked off KuCoin and I'm sort of making some small adaptations to my plan. Really don't want to... Didn't hear a thing. How weird. I wonder if it had to do with that timer because...
Probably, yeah.
On my end, it just sort of has looked like it always does. But it was weird at the beginning. It just seemed like we were on a big delay. Anyhow, okay, well, we started... I guess the first 10 minutes was not heard.
Kevin with me, and that's it.
Yeah, it's all good. That's all I was saying. I was talking about getting kicked off KuCoin. I guess if you have more questions about that, you could hit me up. But the long story short is, I'm expecting to not be on KuCoin and going forward, which I had talked about in the past, and it's not a huge surprise. But I'm just sort of making a move to, I'm basically gonna be focused on Coinbase and Kraken entirely, and there's about 15% of the coins not available to me from our Road to Financial Freedom plan. So that's kind of, it's not that bad of a prognosis, really. It's just no more KuCoin, and I was completely expecting that. And I jokingly was also saying I do believe this is sort of a bottoming event for me. That's sort of a tell for me that the market is really bled out at this point, and they've gone after everything, FUD wise. So moving on then from that. There's no real changes to, of course, the Road to Financial Freedom plan is mostly Binance. Most people are, not in the U.S. that listen to our show, so they're just trading away on Binance. So, and I think going forward, I'm going to do a little bit more figuring out what my options are as a U.S. person, and then kind of try to at least sort of add to this show with like what it's like to be a U.S. person. So Paul will be talking about the plan, and then I'll just probably interject a bit with what's available to us as a U.S. player. Because I do think there's plenty of opportunities still for a U.S. person, just on Coinbase and Kraken even. But anyway, sorry about the mishap at the beginning, but I'll just move on. Just do the quick update that I normally do, which isn't, I'll try to keep it a little quicker, but I'll start at the DXY, and I'm just going to focus on the daily chart, I think. I was kind of thinking the weekly might be too slow, really. I do focus on weekly charts mostly for my altcoin investing, but as far as these updates, I think if I just focus on the daily, then I can cover like the previous 7 days each week, and then that's fine. And just basically the only point to this, I suppose, is just try to get a general sense of what's going on between, the correlation between the regular stock market, the DXY, and crypto, because I do think it's beneficial to kind of have that's just a very simple way of looking at the broader risk on market, and it's probably a good idea to just always keep that in mind. And so right now, and the story is the same with the DXY. We're still ranging in between my red lines of 105 and 105.8 and 100.8, and we're just banging back and forth between reload zones now. So I do think we're going to be stuck in this range for a little while. And as I see my same story every week. As the 200 period moving average is rolling over here, I think we're just going to drift into that. So like, I wouldn't be surprised to see they're just like consolidating now, but eventually we'll kind of drift up into this 200 and tag it somewhere around here as it pushes lower here. And then that'll determine if we're bull or bear. Like if we check it and roll over like M out here, then the dollar's we're basically setting up a bear market, in my opinion. Just using a daily chart here and the 200 as trend. So that gives the green light for the market to push higher, actually. And I do think we're in a downtrend. So I don't see a bottom here yet. This W is the current bottom, and it is holding at the moment. But really, I want to see a movement above the 200 and then checking the top side of it to actually, it'll take a while to turn that white line back up. We'd have to get through there and really push higher to start turning the long-term trend up. And so I still think we're headed sideways and then eventually potentially down as we hit this resistance. So that kind of means that the markets could keep pushing higher, which they sort of look like they want to do. I mean, of course, we're in, the S&P is in very much short location. Last week we hit this ABCD objective up in short location, red box, reload zone type stuff. And now we've FU'd that high. So to be clear, like this is a straight up market still and no top. We did hit an important level where I could see like lower time frame players shorting that level. Sure. Okay. But I think last week we were sitting right here and I basically said that we'd probably see a bounce off of the 13 EMA here. And sure enough, that's like typical, right? So like we're in an uptrend, kind of overextended ourselves, came back and checked the 13 EMA and just had to bounce. And now it's like, is the top in? As you'd be asking yourself, you really probably, it's not a great idea to call the top here. I mean, there's a 3-bar fractal, and sure, you could be like lower time from shorting and stuff, good location, and you could probably drill down and find breakdowns and indicators and stuff like that. But with 78.6 right up here and the 13 pointing strong up, then it's not a surprise that we bounced here and we now have FU'd the highs and probably have to hit 78.6. So there's still this 78.6 level up here and getting up into the original top. And there's no top. This is just pointing up. Same thing with the 200 is actually rolling up. So it's hard to it's hard to be a buyer right here, but it's not hard to be a bull right here. So like, I don't see a top. And I think it's funny. The more I hear, it's almost like people want to believe that the bull can't go any farther. That's like a funny place we're in right now where like, a lot of like pundits and stuff are starting to call tops because sure, yeah, like we have overextended ourselves. Greater economic conditions aren't great. Everybody wants to call a recession and stuff, but that's almost the exact environment to see this thing rip higher because it's like people just want to believe we've gone too far and can't and have to roll over. But who says we have to roll over? I don't know. So I'm trying to keep my bullish sentiment here because that's not a top. Like a top looks more like back here, right? Where we could probably start seeing divergences come in. You could see we lost the 13. Like here, for example, we were in a strong uptrend right here, pushing higher, checked the 13 a couple times, lost the 13, and then bounced up to a new high and FU'd the highs. But on that moment, you can start seeing the divergence coming in RSI and in OBV right here. If you zoom in, there's a confirmed one. Like it looks like it confirmed either there or there. So like, before the actual top, we had confirmed OBV divergence right around here. And then we basically FU'd these highs, rolled over, put an M in, and actually broke down and ultimately lost the 200. That's like what a cycle top looks like to me. And sure enough, like by the time we checked the 200 back here, we're still just very much in a bear. Unlike now, where the 200s actually started to roll higher and we're just drifting higher. So I don't know. I'm not calling tops. Oh, and sorry and then to add with the indicators, we're starting to get into the bearish RSI potential divergence. But now that we've broke to a new high, we could set up a div here. But it's not yet. So if anything, RSI could sort of recharge if it wants to come back down and check the 50 line. We could see the moving averages come together again, consolidation. Maybe we have to dump into the 200 again for sure. That often happens. So like as this thing's pointing up, we might have to work our way down and check it and set up the next leg higher. But I don't know if I don't think we can call a bear market yet. Is all I'm saying, or a top. So, and that's the S&P. The NASDAQ, which has been driving the entire thing, didn't break to new high, but it's the same kind of thing. You know, we have a key level that we actually didn't tag right here, which is the M top, you know, the top. And we didn't actually hit it. We rejected right below it. And now we probably still have to hit it. We are up at 78.6. So it did hit the 78.6 level, but not a new high. And just very much pointing up. So I don't know. Be careful. Like I'm not the type of person that would come in and try to buy puts right here. That seems really dangerous to me. Like, sure, I don't know. No divergence. OBV's still pointing higher with no M or divergence. Just higher highs and higher lows, I think they say, right? So, and now that we rejected, or not reject, well, we found support here at the 13 and pushed higher. I just don't see a top yet, is all I'm saying. That's a long way of saying that. Be careful being too bearish right there. And so that brings up like crypto. Well, before that, I'll just add that the stock market, I'm starting to get more interested in small cap stocks, and I'm still just sticking with this kind of TRI bot setup. This is a daily and weekly setup, so it's going to take forever to play out. But all I'll say is small cap stocks are starting to look better to me, and I start to see this long consolidation where small caps haven't participated in the rally that the Nasdaq drove recently. And if we can close up above the bot level and up here to signify some sort of uptrend, then I'm going to be more interested in stocks. Right now it's just sort of watching, but the good signs I'm seeing here are just, you know, the consolidation is starting to resolve bullishly with getting above the 200 here again and pushing higher. And so if this thing again can start rolling up just like the other ones I was just talking about, then we could start getting an uptrend. And I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not long-term trading the Russell 2000. I'm going to wait for this to go into an uptrend, and then I'm going to start trading small cap stocks that look bullish. So this is just sort of like my guide to when I can have the green light to truly think about stocks. And I do think some sort of push higher here is kind of required. Otherwise, we might just range for the next year. Who knows? So that's the small caps. And then crypto, let's see. So of course, obviously, the stock market was rallying for months while crypto was hurting, and now Bitcoin's become much more bullish over the last 2 weeks, and now we're just up at the top of the range. And so I'm not seeing a huge bit of strength here, but it seems like we just have to sort of let this big move cool off a bit, and we're just up at range highs. So it's a horrible buying location, for sure. And maybe a little too early to short, in my opinion, on a long-term, you know, like sort of daily chart thing. I don't see any reason. Again, like I wouldn't go buy puts right here per se, me for sure, and because I don't see any reasons. If anything, I still see reasons to the upside. Like last week, basically nothing's changed really from last week. We just consolidated sideways. We did check the 13 EMA and reject higher, so that's a good sign. The trend is up. The 200 is pointing very strongly up. It's already been tested once and almost tested a second time, and now we're just, you know, in an uptrend, in my opinion, with upside objectives, which is the 35 area that I talked about last week, which is sort of this 200 or the head and shoulders target and the 38.2 of the entire range. If you draw a fib off of the top down to the bottom, you basically get 35 grand. 38.2 is actually 36 grand on Coinbase. And so that's also the ABCD objective off of the bottom, which I have drawn weird. What am I doing here? That got moved. That should be there. We hit that. So we just have our, you know, basically our head and shoulders and our 38.2, which is, and our big fat round number 35. So I do think price is going to get sucked up into there at some point. Do we have to like pull back and fill the open air here? Sure, but I don't see any reason to think we're not going to hit up there. That seems like better. If I'm trying to like short Bitcoin, you know, say like into the end of the year or something, like if I was trying to use options or something to buy a put, I'd rather buy a put up here against 38.2 because like we learned right here, 38.2 needs to be resolved before we can really call a change in the current market state. So like we were in a bull market, came and checked the 38.2 and went into more bull. We didn't lose it. So I would say up here would be, any M's up here would be your short location. Not really right here. I mean, sure, maybe you're trying to short this high and that's fine, but it seems risky to me. I'll just say that. The trend is up. So what does that mean? It just means I think we could shoot higher. And Ethereum is just sort of doing nothing too. So nothing that exciting this week, to be honest. I mean, Ethereum came up into Mountain Man, got rejected. Now we have 2 days of rejection there. And then hammer candle today. This is a bullish looking hammer candle at the moment. So moving averages are pointing higher. Nice check. This was the last buy up. I'm obsessed with the 200 because it's like the 200 period moving average, especially on a daily chart, is like almost, that's the only tool you really need to just determine trend, in my opinion. Like, is it pointing down? The trend is down. Is it going sideways? Then it's like consolidating. Is it pointing up? Then the trend is up. It can be that simple. I think it was like, who's the British royalty trader guy, sir? I don't know. I can't remember his name right now. I think he always would only buy stocks above the 200. Anyhow, rambling. So yeah, we're in short location here, pushing into it, but we're not in it yet. So there's no top here either, right? Like I'm just trying to be on. I don't see a top here. I'm not saying you should go buy this, but I don't think you should short this until we're at least seeing an M up in the red box. Indicator wise, RSI is not even up into overbought yet, so it has room to go. And OBV is actually making a giant W. So what can you say? Bullish. OBVs is higher highs and higher lows. I mean, there's not another higher high here, but any sort of breakout here, and that's another W. So what am I saying here? So the stock market still kind of is in short location, but it looks like it can move higher. Bitcoin's not even in short location, in my opinion, and neither is Ethereum here. So they've been relatively bullish for the past couple of weeks. So I do think pushing higher is probably the prognosis for the next week. In general, we'll see what happens. So, anyhow, that's crypto. I don't know if I did want to. How much time do I have? Because I didn't really even it's 25 minutes already. I've been talking. Hopefully that's at least kind of helpful. I don't know. Sometimes these updates, I'm not sure if they're helpful or not, to be honest, because it's just like me trying to make market prognosis. I don't really like doing that. I would rather just try to find setups and take them. But I am trying my best to just get a broader sort of feel for what's happening. But I don't know if they're that helpful. But that's it. I do appreciate some of the feedback I've gotten lately, which actually seems to be like people like more like educational type content more, maybe. So I don't know. Food for thought for me, I guess. I am trying to just do my best with this stuff and trying to be somewhat professional about it. I do want to provide value here. So, but with that said, I think I'll really quickly, I did want to talk about a couple names, and there was one request that I might as well just do before Paul jumps on it because it was a stock. And so I'll try to just get my point across quickly about, I essentially went through, Kraken mostly recently just to see what altcoins look strong to me and which ones don't. And then I also just kind of reminded myself how simple it is to truly use moving averages to just determine the trend of where we're at in the cycle, and how individual names are basically, are they in a downtrend, are they in an uptrend, or are they in a sideways consolidation? And you could base a whole trading plan just off using the 200 period moving average on the daily chart, in my opinion. And I want to just show a couple examples because basically what I did is I went through, let's see, where's my Kraken list? So I went through Kraken, and every name that I can trade, I put a purple box if it's above the 200, and I just kind of wanted to see which coins are actually in real uptrends. Of course, I have a stock on the screen right now, like a fool. But like AKT has been one of the strongest coins lately. I've banged out 2 cars of doubles on this. So, and I'll just, how do I simplify? Sorry, I'm trying to get my my words together to do this quickly because I don't want to take tons of time. But I just want to show one other way of looking at how these like sort of bottoms can come in the market that are it's a little more conservative than trying to catch knives. And it's sort of the point I'm getting into this is as I kind of transition off Qcoin, I think that one thing that I need to do is actually adapt my plan a little bit to be more of a I guess like more consolidated bets instead of just going out and knife catching a bunch of names and flipping them on doubles when I get them. I want to kind of allow a little bit more information to happen, and I'm gonna try to buy names. I want to go more consolidated into less names, but that are in real uptrends. So it's like these are right now on Kraken. These are the only ones that are actually above the 200, which is a lot actually. So kind of just looking at Kraken, I get sort of an idea here. Everything down here is still in a downtrend, all of this stuff, and then I have these up here that are in an uptrend, and these are the strongest names on Kraken. Now, of course, Binance and something else might be there might be some that I'm missing. I'm focused on this is only Kraken at the moment, but hopefully you can see like AKT obviously in a really strong uptrend here. So it's not really buyable here. So I basically what I'm getting at here is I want to go through and scan for this situation here where you see the 200 coming down, downtrend. And at some point we usually break it, and then we usually come back and check it. And that's where I'm interested. So this is a little bit different approach than like reload zones, although it gets the same effect. It's like hopefully you can see the weekly W came in right before we broke through the 200, and we just came back down into the 200 and checked the weekly W level, and that ultimately is this A cash bottom. Like sure, there's a little bit of heat that had to be taken, but you can see how the 200 was moving to the upside. So we're going into an uptrend. So now we're in an uptrend on AKT, in my opinion. So any pullbacks against the 200 are buying opportunities for me. So like a good example would be XLM, one of the strongest coins right now that I see in crypto. And it also has a lot of history, so you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. And I'm probably not going about this the best way, but my intention here is just to give you guys the simplest way to like to just say, is it a good time to buy or altcoins? So that's all. The only question I'm trying to answer here is it a good time? Do I have enough information to justify thinking that we're about to enter into a uptrend? And hopefully you can see XLM. Like, let's just like for fun turn off the chart. And so these are just a 50. This is the golden cross, right? So this is the simplest shit. 200 period moving average is the white line, and then the blue line is 50 period moving average. And so if you think of these as like long and medium term trend, then hopefully this chart tells you something right here. For me, just looking at the white line, this kind of wavy up and down is what we want to see in a healthy asset, right? We want to see it making higher highs, but down at the bottom of its range if we want to be a buyer. So you can see we went through two cycles here. We bottomed here, and now we're back down there. So right away, hopefully you can see that we're at the bottom of the range, but we haven't lost the lows of the previous cycle. And you can see how we're starting to round and even turn up. Like, you're not going to find a lot of altcoins where you can just see the 200 just starting to tick up right there. Like, go find them. This is the ones I found on Kraken. Some of them are too far gone, but like XLM's not. And so anyway, hopefully you can see this. Just even turning off the 50, it's like, oh geez, all right. So don't want to be a buyer up at the tops. We want to be a buyers at the bottoms of these basing periods, slow rounding basing periods, and then you can use the 50 to like sort of kind of give you the shorter term, like are we starting to bottom? And so to turn the chart back on. This is my basic setup that I'm proposing. And I'm just kind of talking out I'm just sort of talking out my ass here. This is sort of the beginnings of me building kind of like a swing trading plan. Almost, it's going to be more like swing to like position trading plan, where I just simply wait for this situation. So very simply, when the white line's pointing down, I can't even think about buying anywhere in here. So I would have, missed all of this, fortunately, just by being just by saying it's a downtrend. It's just a downtrend. It's a downtrend. It's a downtrend. It's a downtrend. Wait, uh-oh. Like all of a sudden here, we W'd through the 200. And that's when my alarm should go off. And you can run scanners for this shit so easily. That's kind of, I'm trying to make it simple. Like you could have a scanner that just says like, I want to know every time an altcoin breaks through the daily 200. And so I would have gotten an alert that day, which happens to be a W, by the way. Hopefully you guys see the confluence of this big old W breaking through there. And so I'm just going to get an alert there, and then I'm going to wait for the pullback. That's all I'm going to do. Basically. And to be honest, the 50 there's a reason for the 52, but I'm not even getting into that, I guess, right now. It's just really the 200. Usually you'll see this is where the trend fully changed. Like, and we could pull up any of these. Like, we could look at, I don't know, a random one, like a render. You can see what happened here. It gave you like a few days. You would have been, here you would have had to, this plan does take patience because like if we just ramp up into 200 like that and you miss the trade because you can't really go long up here, then you just got to wait. And the check was actually right here and the 200 was still pointing down. So really you should have just been like, I don't know, downtrend's still happening. But then you waited, and then we put in a base, broke through, and look how we checked the 200. Like, I mean, this happens over and over again. So you could have just bought the 200 and worked your stop or whatever, and this trade you would have caught that render long and you would have actually had a week to prepare. It closed above right there, or actually what am I talking about, you could have gotten filled the next 2 days too. So you had 3 different days of just patiently working your bid. Now of course you got to be here watching. This is the hard part, right? So going back to XLM, like what does that look like now? Zoomed in. Sorry, I feel like I'm just going off and I'm taking up too much time. So I'll just end with this and I'll show one more strong one. Maybe that'll be, hopefully you can just see that, we busted through here, came back and started checking the 200 as it was still pushing down, but we're starting to roll around. And now I would think of buy opportunities anywhere where this 200 as it kind of starts pointing up here. Any buys against this level are good buy opportunities for this simple ass plan. This is just like, how simple can you make it? I'm not using anything else other than just this white line. And I think that like, yeah, I might have to take some heat here, but if I'm willing to walk away, like this trade is not like little old lady. This isn't going to be like a little old lady thing where I'm just going to let it deteriorate and I'm going to average down. I'm going to basically this is a trend following plan. So I'm assuming the trend's starting. If the trend's not starting, then I'm going to get out. And so like I expect this thing to kind of do whatever it's going to do, come down here and probably put in structure around the 200. And then if it's not going to go up from there, then I'm going to need to have a stop and then I'll wait for it to happen because like, keep in mind this white line takes forever to play out. So like if, if it's not a trend starting here, then this thing's going to kind of go like this, and then the price is going to go under it, and it's going to start rolling over, and price is going to come up and check it and go down, just like I was talking about with the DXY. That's what's happening in the DXY right now. And we'll see what happens. The DXY is like over here, and it's going to drift into it, like I was saying. And if the DXY does that and rolls over, I would bet this thing comes back down and checks the 200, and it goes higher. And the 200 goes up there. So anyway, maybe I'm full of shit, but honestly, I was just trying to give you the easiest way to look at these cycles, because I always say like our plan is to take advantage of the cyclical nature of crypto. That's like, that's what this plan, and to be honest, or to be clear, I'm not trying to change the road to financial freedom plan. That's actually something that's set in stone. This is just me kind of talking about other ways of identifying trend change and trying to keep yourself out of buying too early. Like you can use a reload zone, which is, we love a reload zone is a great way to keep yourself from buying too early. But reload zones are a location tool. A moving average is actually a location tool and a trend identification tool, I would say. So like, whereas a reload zone will tell me location's good right here, like I'm in a, if I only used a reload zone, which I love, by the way, and use like crazy. I'm not saying don't use those. This is just a different way of looking at things. We came down to 88.6, so that's a great buy opportunity. This is classic chart actually right here. This happens every time. Like I swear, every chart you look at, you'll see something like this. came down at 88.6. We're still pointing heavily down on both the 50 and the 200, and we've even fooled with the 50 here, but while the 200 was still pointing down, it's a very strong downtrend. And even right here, you start Wing out, but if you look at your 200, it was just pointing down. So like, sure, you could take a trade from here to the 200, but your target's always, this is a problem I've always had with stock trading actually, is like, I want to enter at like low levels. Like I love a W right here, and I'm like, cool. But what ends up happening is we just shoot up if I'm lucky, even, and it hits the 200 and then dumps. Or it does this where it just kind of gets close to the 200 and ultimately dumps. This happens like constantly. So the point of this plan is, how can I just ignore all of this so I could be out playing around and doing nothing or whatever I'm into outside of trading, and then just wait for this to happen? And I just ignored this whole move, which is what you want, right? You want to just not pay attention here. If you're a long seller or long, only investor, I'm not talking about trying to short in here, but if you're just a long only investor like we are for this crypto plan, essentially, then I don't see any harm in. I'm basically giving up the potential of the bottom to just wait and let this thing sort of tell me the trend's actually changed. So where we are right now, pullbacks against the 200 are buying opportunities. That was a long ass way of saying that. And you're not going to find that in something like 1 inch. This is a good example. Are we in an uptrend on 1 inch? Based on everything I just said, no. 200 is pointing down, 50 is pointing down. We're way below it. We might bounce up into it just like we did here and then reject it. But we need to get, this needs to kind of play around for a while as this goes around like that. And then I'm going to be interested over here. And so in this plan, again, I need to clarify, because this doesn't necessarily fit my other plan, but if I was following this sort of trend following plan, it would read something like, I'm going to buy when we get above the 200 and I'm going to risk to these lows. That's like trend follow. I mean, there is a whole genre of trading called trend following that I've listened to these dudes like Jerry Parker, all the guys from the, what's that old book, those famous trading books. Anyway, like I think that Jerry Parker guy, he buys a breakout of the 100 period moving average and he just buys it when it breaks out, and then he risks to where he's willing to risk, and he gets out of the trade if it doesn't work, So, it's just a different way of looking at things. So 1 inch looks horrible. Aave is testing. These are the ones I didn't mark as being closed above the 200, so they're automatically not going to look that great. But Ave's bounced up against it, but the trend is still deciding. So at least we're in like a sideways. We're out of the bear, and now we're in like we're trying to figure it out. But this thing could still roll over the downside. So essentially, when we see most of altcoins above here and starting to crank higher, then that's when we know the bull market's back. That's a simple way of saying. And so until I see more purple than not, I have to still be cautious. Like I have to look at things like Atom. We're way below the 200. It's sideways at least. Some of these are maybe not a lot of history, but AVAX still trending down. We need to get above the 50 and get up and test the 200 to even think that the trend is up. And keep in mind, markets only trend, what do we say, like 70, 80% of the time or something? So that means there's a lot of range that has to happen to start the next uptrend. But hopefully this could keep somebody out of trouble, is all I'm saying. If you're like a person that looks at this stuff a couple times a week and want to build an investment plan, one thing you can do is just screen for names that are above the 200. It's a super easy screen to do. Although I haven't figured it out in crypto yet. I'm sure somebody lets you do that. FinViz on stocks, you can just, go and do that. But so like, here's this AXS super downtrend still. This one's still in a total downtrend. And I'm just trying to add perspective. Like, of course, we like weekly W's. There was kind of a weekly W here. So like, this is the trouble that you might still get in when you're kind of taking less information. You're using less information to base your trade. So you're buying into the lows here, and we just got rejected at 200 because the trend is still down. So that's a very common thing. So you might consider waiting until we're above the 200. Now, it's a little different than little old lady trading, because you have to have setups and you have to have stops. And so it's a little different. Like, you have to have a setup that you're playing, and you have to be willing to walk away to ones that didn't work. Like maybe I could find one that didn't work. Probably can't actually, because they all, like AKT, I suppose, it came down into 200, but if you were to risk to the lows, you'd still have been in that trade. Um, anyway, God, geez, I feel like in my mind I had something I wanted to share, and then now I'm like, after I say it all, I'm like, did I actually make the point I'm trying to make? I'm not sure. But anyhow, maybe Paul needs to come on and save me.
Yeah, exactly. No, people should understand that you can you can have a plan with 200 moving average, and you can trade pretty safely. I know some good traders doing only that. Even on lower time frame, you can trade with with moving average.
Yeah.
Some they know they are lagging. Yeah, they are lagging, but you can trade with them.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about the lagging is you don't want to, like, I'm not going to take, that's the thing that maybe that I should probably be clear about with people, because I'm making the assumption people are trading a setup that works for them, and that's probably not a smart thing to do. But for me, this is more just like two reasons. It's location and trend identification. That's all moving averages give you. They don't really give you entry and exits very well. Like, even with my whole saying, I'm just getting interested down here at the 200. I think you'd be wise to, like, even here, like, wait for a W, or you need to have a setup that comes in. And in my case, I'm going to be, this is what I didn't want to get into in the show, but it's like really all I see is as soon as Akash broke through here, I would zoom into like a 4-hour chart and start looking for swings. Like using THG is going to be my plan, probably, something like that. And then as price comes down and then checks the 200, I know that I can start hunting longs again. I'm not necessarily saying you just go and, I mean, I was kind of saying that, and I do kind of think that would work, but I do think it's more important to just think of this as one reason. It's just, when price comes back down in here, it's actually two reasons. It's like, well, we have a pretty good chance that we're actually over with the bear market, and also we have great location, which, funny enough, is just against the W. So it's like, nothing's changed. I mean, ironically, I'm certainly not saying don't use reload zones in W. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just kind of offering a different perspective that kind of comes from more of a patient approach, where it's like, instead of trying to sharpshoot your entry, you're just trying to wait for a lot of information. Like the difference between price and information risk. This is like an information risk type trade. You're waiting for more information to come in, but you're probably gonna have to pay a little bit more of a premium for that information. You're not sniping. Like, this is the lowest information risk trade here, just knife catching this low. You're just going like, fuck it, it's cheap, I'm gonna buy it. You're taking like you have no information to support that trade. You're just taking price risk. And sure, maybe it worked for you, and in this case you ended up catching the bottom, but it would have just been luck. Whereas at least here I have a lot of information. I know the downtrend's over. We broke through the 200 and we tested it, and now we're sort of like fiddling with it. That's a lot more. So that's all I'm using it for. But I think it works great as like an investor, kind of like, position trader, I should say. That's what I'm sort of proposing. Is I'm going to kind of try to trade crypto.
You only want to invest, and you don't have time daily to watch the chart. Just set alarms on 200 moving average, and by the retracement. Retests of 200 moving average.
Yeah.
But these those, you are safe enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's
at the end, it's just I don't know, a balance between risk reward and win rate. That's it. If you have a better win rate, you can have a small risk to reward. But if you have a high risk to reward, then you can have a small. It's a balance between two if you want to be profitable on long run.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, it just is what it is. Like, I mean, this trade had an insane risk to reward, like, if you're in it, because the thing about these trades are, you want to be getting these big, like, I don't know if selling halves on doubles is worth it. Like, I think real trend followers, they use like they don't sell at all until like the market's totally broken.
Technique, stop loss and profit, and that's it. They're not using a take profit objective.
Yeah, I mean,
loss and profit. If you are a trend follower, you should not have a take profit in the market. You can have a soft take profit, but a hard take profit, no.
Yeah, I mean, like this, even if you use the 200, you'd still be at 5.4 to 1 on this trade with no sign of it. I mean, render. is showing this head and shoulders top, but it's not really. It hasn't rolled over per se. Because like, I mean, even look
No,
at. I mean, I swear this. I mean, I don't know. I could talk about this for fucking ever, and probably not necessary. But look at what happened to Bitcoin in its top. I mean, we fiddled with the 200 here, but we were still in an uptrend. And then when we lost it in earnest, we came back and checked it, and that was the beginning of the bear market. I've said this before. The real confirmation of the bear market was this, $48,000 tag of the 200, and it just collapsed after that because the trend was now down. From that moment, the trend was definitely down.
yeah,
And up here, you can't say the trend was down. Now, sure, that's a better place to be a seller, and like we want to sell into rallies and stuff, but like that wasn't. You couldn't really call. It was hard to call the top right there. Right here, at least you're just not being a buyer. Even this W, you would have gotten. I remember this. Well, of course, a lot of us probably do, but this was such a fake out, man. People
yeah.
wanted so badly to believe the bottom was in right here, and they just crushed everyone. But time and time again, you'll see that. And then on the flip side, look at the 200 check right here. Just a gift. It's just
Yep.
insane, man. And that confirmed the bull. I mean, we could argue that this might have confirmed the bull run right here. We'll see if we lose these lows, but man, I don't know. More and more, I'm starting to think we won't lose those lows.
Looks really nice, and that retest where we bought exactly the bottom. No, the next one, Kevin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had a nice opportunity to buy, and every touch of that trend line or close enough to that trend line, it's a buying opportunity if you are thinking bullish. The halving is closer and closer. I don't
Yeah.
know. A nice bear market, but will not last forever. So, for me, it's a time to, I don't know, to load the bags. That's
Yeah.
my plan.
Yeah. And that's sort of the long way of saying me too. We've been saying this whole accumulation year thing. I think that's still very much in play. So uh, I would just say be careful losing your bullishness. Um, I mean, not you. You're obviously still a bull here, but for people, sure, maybe Bitcoin has to come off a bit here, but I don't know. As long as this white line's pointing up, I can't not be a bull. Doesn't mean I can be
Not
a
even,
all-in buyer.
I don't see, not even on daily chart, I don't see weakness at that level. It's
Yeah.
just testing the resistance level. It's a dangerous situation where the market is just consolidating below resistance. I
Yeah.
don't recommend shorting that. I'm not even on weekly chart, not even on daily, not even on 4 hour. Yeah, if you're a scalper, okay. But below 4 hour chart, you don't have any business to try to short that. Not yet, at least.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, you got to wait for this to be tested. I think there's probably liquidity here that needs to be taken out here at whatever that is, 33.
That would be a selling opportunity, at least partially for me.
So,
Just a small amount. We'll definitely retest that level in the future. In
yeah.
my view, I sell what I bought at 15K. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought that W at the bottom. I even said on Twitter, I don't know, half joking that that's the bottom. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. And also to be clear too, like maybe we have to test. Now this line can stay pointing up, but the price could still have to. Like maybe we do M out up here and work our way back below and have to like then test it again because this thing might have to make like a giant W, right? It might like sort of like do something like that and then turn again. So like we could lose it. I'm not saying we won't lose the 200, but we might not lose these lows down here. I'm starting to lean more towards like this is the bottom. So pullbacks are buying opportunities. That's all I guess all I'm saying is I'm not a bear, a bear.
You can pay yourself a 8.6 retracement, Kevin.
I mean, that would be a gift. Any kind of moves down into there are a gift, in my opinion.
I don't
So,
know. Maybe we're lucky and we'll get that level. Maybe not. But if you put a limit order, you'll find out.
yeah.
Like to say, last couple of weeks, months, FAFO, and you'll find out.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'd love to be a buyer down here at 20,000. I mean, sure. We'll see. Anyhow, I probably took way too much time just rambling and stuff. Sorry if that's a problem, but I am just kind
No,
of just talking, you know, like what else am I supposed to do if I'm going to do this show?
Oh, it's not a problem. I have 10 coins, but not too much to do about to talk about them. Some of them, most of them, we have a nice feel, but I don't see the next level. I don't see anything to update. We'll just take a look at them.
Yeah, I got your screen on, and maybe someday I'll be able to. I don't know. It's hard to get your point across in a few minutes. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep getting better at this stuff. But sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like I could talk for hours. I mean, you could. That's the fun thing about trading and this kind of stuff. You can talk about it forever. And I'm just trying to offer different perspectives. I don't know.
So about the plan, same plan, week by week. We managed to do a review at 40 coins, and now we have another 10. Yeah. We'll take it one by one. So we'll start with this one, OP. Let's see what we have on weekly. That's the time frame we are using. And as you can see, we had a limit order here at $1. Let's watch you can see limit order 1.7, I don't know, $1, you can see it. So we got a nice fill, a gift, you can see it. Now we are 30% higher. I don't think it's something we can do now. What we should have in the market from a long time ago, from, I don't know, almost 1 month ago, we should have a selling order here at $2. Pretty simple. So sell half on a double at this level, work your order in the market. For the moment, I don't want to buy again. What I could use to buy again, I could use the all-time low. Why? I have equal lows here. So if I necessarily want to buy this the other 0.5%, maybe we'll not get our sell half on a double and we'll go back and test this level. I think this level it's a pretty good one to hunt along, to buy another 0.5. 40 cents seems logical for me. But if we'll buy another 0.5, we cannot buy anymore. We should wait for a sell half on a double. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but keep in mind that we already have a lot of time in this bear market. I think it's a good idea to buy and put a limit order at this level. Yeah, so we set another limit order at 40 cents. If I'll put the volume profile, you can see that will mean to go below the POC and take us at this level. But in the same time, it's a lot of liquidity here. And I don't think the bull market will start without taking this liquidity, especially equal lows here. So I'm okay with thinking, yeah, let's have a limit order here. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So Dash, old shitcoin, but if I get a free position, why not? Let's close the volume profile, and you can see we bought at $46. We managed to get a low at 25. I prefer to, yeah, we have a fill. Okay, I'm okay with that. Put your limit order, sell half on a double at, yeah, at this level. You should have the sell half on a double. In the same time, I will wait for a weekly W. Until I'll have a weekly W, I'm not trying to buy the other 0.5%. It's pretty simple for my view. I need a weekly W. I don't have a weekly W here. We broke the lows. We had a W here, but we broke the lows. Even close below this low. So for the moment, I'm not buying anything. I'm waiting for that weekly W. Doesn't matter how indicators look. I will just wait. Sorry guys, just 1 second to take some water. So this one could go a lot lower. And don't tell me about altcoins how low they could go. They could go $10. From that $10 could go at $1. From $1 could go at 10 cents and so on. Until I see that weekly W, I'm not touching this one anymore. I have the sell half on a double and that's it. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And CRV. This one looked promising at some point in time. You can see we had a limit order here at this W breakout. Market was bullish, come back down, filler order, and now is trying to go back up. What I like about this one, didn't broke the low. Yeah, didn't broke the low. We bought at 75, 76 cents. We already have a weekly W. I don't know. I should wait maybe for the next level, but in the same time, if I'll get a gift and I'll get a dump in 40 cents, I'm okay with buying it. Maybe I'll be too early and the market will go even lower, but for me, it's good enough. If we zoom out a little bit, you can understand why I'm okay to buy it below $1. I'm okay to buy it below $1. We can go a lot higher. So I set a limit order. I'll set a limit order here at 40 cents and just wait. Nothing to do at this point. Yeah, we got a fill. Put your limit order, sell half on a double, and hopefully we'll get a fill and then to reload again. But in the same time, I have a possibility to buy another 0.5%. So I'll set my limit order at 40 cents. Yeah, as Kevin said earlier, doesn't matter the system, doesn't matter. Keep it simple, but be consistent. Yeah, and have a lot of the investing part. It's patient. Yeah, you cannot expect to be an investor and watch the chart on 1 hour. Yeah, and day by day check your portfolio if it's up or down. You have to have patience. If you are considering this plan, you should wait at least 2 years to see the results. Okay, so we have 40 cents, pretty simple for me. Let's take a look at the next one. So next one is Mina. And my view, you can see on this one, we have a fill, but we are 23% lower than where we bought. Let's see what we have and how the chart looks now. I don't know why we have that. I don't see the limit order. Maybe I did something wrong. So let's see where we bought. 60 cents. So at 60 cents we bought here. Yeah, let's delete this one and probably it's hiding below somewhere. So we bought at 60 cents, probably this level. Probably, yeah. Let's just modify it. Okay. This was our limit order. We should have sell half on a double in the market. We don't know. You can see a pump, a really nice one. We can have the similar situation. If you have your limit order in the market, you'll get a fill. If not, next bus you lost some free money. At this point, give me a weekly W. We broke the lows. I don't like that. So give me a weekly W and I reconsider to buy another half. I have this one. So let's put a notation here, 0.5%. But I'm not buying anything until I'll see that weekly double. We can form one here, you can see. Let's see indicators. And it's trying to put a head and shoulder pattern. We can form a W, a weekly W here. Let's hope that's the case. This to be a fake out. Yeah, took the liquidity, put a nice W here, and up. Could be the case because the bear market is already, I don't know, it's a bit old. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So on Mina, I'll wait for the weekly W to reassess and buy another 0.5%. In meantime, just be damn sure you have your limit order in the market. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And this one, it's a bit more interesting. You can see we don't have a fill on this one. Yeah, we have at 72 cents, we have a limit order still in the market. But let's reassess and let's see how the chart looks now. If you want to, actually here we should have a limit order field. So we have, I don't know, maybe check your limit orders. We should have a feel. What I see on the chart, 72 cents. It's competing with this one. Yeah, 72 cents. So this here we should have a feel. Probably didn't probably Miku didn't have time to update this one, but we should have a feel on this one.
It would suck if we have to fire Miku because he doesn't.
Yeah, his works for free, so I cannot fire him. And nothing I can say. Just ask him nicely to update the spreadsheet. Yeah. So on this one, nice field. You can see how close was. I don't know if we'll get that level again. I honestly don't know. Equal lows. Maybe we should retest that one. In the same time, we have a nice location and we can put a W. To buy another 0.5, I think it's a good idea to wait for that weekly W. We don't have a weekly W yet. At least not from this top. You can see just straight down. I'll be more confident in buying the other half where after I'll see that weekly W. Either if I need to go a little bit higher and buy my 0.5. Yeah? But in the same time, we can go a lot lower. You can see here equal lows. We have some weeks to retest. Yeah? So we can go a lot lower. You can see some liquidity below here. So we can put a W here and go up, or we can test these lows and then go up. Who knows? So because I don't see a weekly W, I will wait after the weekly W. Yeah, Miku, fire him. Just 1 second after the live stream. I'll do it. Okay, so on this specific chart, I'll wait for the next W. It's a okayish coin. I like this one, but I'm happy that I have a small bag. I will be damn sure to have myself half on a double. In the same time, I'll pay attention. If I'll see something special, I'll buy again. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. This one missed us. So we had $39, our limit order. Maybe I was a cheap ass. But you can see, same kind of situation. We had $39 to buy it, and the market stopped at 41, and no, we'll go up again. I don't see that weekly W. I don't panic. I'm not chasing the market. I'll patiently wait for my fill. Yeah? Because I don't see that weekly W. It's just a dead cat bounce. To reach support and bounced. Simple stuff. Yeah? I have time to wait to get my fill and then to wait for that weekly W and buy again, and then the market could become bullish and give me some profit. For the moment, I'm not changing anything. If I'll see a weekly W above my limit order, then I could change my mind and I could buy that W. But until then, no. Even $39 seems a bit, I don't know, a bit too high for my taste, but I'll leave the order there. It's that simple. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Let's see. So, nice consolidation on this one. It's only thing I like on this one. You can look. I know Kevin likes this chart. You can see the W action, breakout, retest, hold the lows. Hold the lows, didn't broke these lows. Give me a nice W here, and I even consider on daily chart to buy this one. Looks really nice. We had a straight down move. Now we are going sideways. Let's see. Anything is possible. But I don't see that weekly W, so I'm not putting a limit order with the other 0.5. I'll just put myself half on a double. We have $6, $12 and something. I'm okay with thinking that the market will go here, retest this high, get me some free coins, and then go back down. So nothing to do on this chart. I like how this chart looks. A lot of weekly Ws, but in the same time, I want a new W here to think long again. I have a small bag, so I'm okay. Yeah, let's reassess a bit later. If I don't have anything, let's calculate, let's think that if I don't have anything, I should buy something here at this level. Yeah, you can see the 3-bar fractal here. You should buy on weekly chart. In my view, if you're an investor, hold the lows, you can see the support and resistance, 3-bar fractal, classic one. If the market will trade above this level, you should buy. In my view, if you want to use a stop loss, use a stop loss below the all-time low. Yeah, and hope for at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Move your stop to scratch, and you can even, I don't know, close half, keep the rest for the bull market. It's up to you. But I have some, so I'm not worrying about. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Next one, IOTA, old shitcoin again. Yeah, so we have an old shitcoin again. I don't know, on let me see where IOTA is here. I don't know if I have enough history here. Yeah, I guess we are from 2018. I guess it's all the history we need. You can see what happened in 2020. You can see how much the bear market lasts. Yeah? We can assume that's the case this time. So we are in the middle, especially with this one. It's an old shitcoin. Maybe we'll perform nice and we'll go from 20 cents to $2, yeah, 10x, maybe even higher if the bull market will be strong enough. We have a fill at 20 cents. I don't see that weekly W, so I'm not buying anything. It's an old shitcoin, a lot of selling pressure, a lot of coins in the market, so I'll wait for that weekly W. We have a bag, sell half on a double, 40 cents, not a big deal, we can do that pretty easily, but for me to load everything, I should get that weekly W, and I especially prefer a big and wide one. Huh? So we're okay. We have a small bag, and let's just wait and see how market will behave from now on. Let's take a look at the next one. AGX. Let's see. You can see we had a 20 cents limit order. We have a fill. We are 10% up. Yeah. Looking at the chart, looks okay. I didn't have enough history when I put that limit order, but seems like was a good level. Yeah. Was a good level. We're a bit above that level. I'm okay with that thinking. We can go and get a sell half on a double. Pretty simple. Retest of this original M will give us a double and 3 coins. In the same time, I don't want to buy another 0.5% until I'll see that weekly W. That weekly W could come a lot lower. I don't have enough history on this one to buy it. We can get that weekly W above this level, above the market price. We don't know that. But because I have a bag, I prefer to wait now. From now on, I don't have to worry about anything. I could patiently wait for the weekly W, and then I could reassess. Yeah? So we have a nice field. Let's put that, be damn sure we have the limit order in the market at 40 cents. You can see a lot of confluence here. Yeah? It's this original, yeah? We can retest that, get 3 coins, and then go back down. I don't have too much history, and I don't think it's anything else to talk about this one. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, and that's render, I guess. Yeah, so render, let's see how render behaves. Nothing to do, unfortunately. Yeah, you can see render doesn't want to give us a fill, and nothing I can do. I still have my limit order here. A lot of people will say, no, why? Maybe you should buy higher. No. Honestly, no. It's just below 78.6. Even if the market will go higher, you can see 78.6, the reload zone is not moving too much. I will patiently wait. I don't see, I see this W now. If the market will go straight up from here, nothing I can do on weekly chart on this plan with render. Yeah, I could go on daily chart. I could go on 4-hour chart and try to follow the trend. and get some free coins, I could do that definitely. But on weekly chart, yeah, on weekly chart, nothing I can do. I should wait for a long reload zone. Yeah, I'll drag my reload zone, yeah, up and up and up until the market will stop going up. And I'll patiently wait in the long reload zone. If in long reload zone I'll see a 3-step setup, a lot of people know what a 3-step setup is, yeah, then I'll definitely try to do something. But what I prefer about altcoins, I prefer 78.6 like as a location or below, and a W. I don't have that. I don't have the location, so everything is off. Nothing I can do on this plan. Let's just wait. At some point in time, we'll probably get to that level. I don't have more history here. You can see the high on Binance at least was $8 in the bull market, and now it's $2. I don't know. Maybe will get me feel and then to go up. So I'm not touching this one. I'm okay with 70 cents limit order, and I'll just patiently wait. Huh? So we spoke about 10 coins today. Not too much to say about these coins. You saw some of them. Yeah, I'm okay with putting another 0.5 limit order. With some of them, I want a new weekly W, and I'm hoping for a fill to get some free coins. That's the way we should stick to this plan. Yeah, week by week, reviewing the chart, reviewing the charts, putting the limit orders to sell half on a double, reloading, yeah, until the market will become really bullish. That's the procedure. Day by day, week by week, we should do the same thing. Get some fills, be damn sure we have the sell half on a double, reload, and so on. Yeah, I think 1 hour every week, it's enough time to do that. Yeah, so you don't have to, I don't know, to be watching the charts day by day, week by week, or hour by hour if you are an investor. If you want to swing trade, that's a different story. If you want to swing trade and I don't know, you love how I'm trading, how Kevin is trading, you can join premium membership, and there you'll find out how we are, I don't know, swing trading, how me and Stefan were day trading and scalping. We are live streaming every day at in the New York session for premium members. So, but this plan, it's a different thing. It's free for everyone. It's low risk because we're only investing $2,000 and potentially high reward. High reward because we can make serious money in the next bull market. If this is the only thing you should you want to do in the crypto space, just follow us on Discord. Everything is free. We have a special channel for that. Weekly crypto review. Everything is free and will stay free until the top of the bull market. Huh? No charge, nothing to change. The only thing we'll do, I don't know, next month or 2 months from now, maybe next month, we'll go private. So in July, we'll still have that invitation link on Twitter. After that, who wants to join our community should give me a message, and I'll give him for free. I'll give him access. I'll give him an invitation link, but I'll put a different kind of link, only one use. If you use the link, it's okay. We have too many scammers, and I don't want to, I don't know, to lose too much time just scanning the server for scammers. Every day I have to kick out 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, geez, there's been a lot.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I want to focus on making money, not kicking off the scammers. So how I resolve that? Who is interested in trading will find me on Twitter or even on Discord. Ask me for a link, for an invitation link, and I'll give him that. It's pretty simple. This month I will stay open. Yeah, even Miku had some scammers. So Miku, I'll kick off the scammer, not you. I'll fire the scammer.
Man,
So let's see some comments.
I did have the thought while you're looking at render that maybe renders this cycle's Luna like really strong, and then pulls back into a reload zone, and then just fucking rockets. That'd be nice. Oh, hey, Andre. That's funny. I saw your comment. I mean, I've been doing this show with Paul, and I hang out here at Crypt. We hang out a lot. I'm not really doing a website or anything
Months
with Paul.
already doing this live stream.
What's that?
We have 6 months already.
Yeah, we've been streaming this show on Sundays since January. Um, but yeah. Hey, Andre, what's up? I'm assuming I know which Andre this is actually
Yeah, it's the same one.
from TRI.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, that was one thought anyway. Render, I definitely want to buy that if it pulls back in the real zone, 100%. And then the next thing I was gonna say real quick is I saw that fucking Gary Gensler is resigning. Is that real, horror coder? He has a CryptoAlert.com article that SEC
Yeah,
sources
it's a
confirm.
rumor. It's a rumor. Someone from inside said something like that. They're just manipulating the market.
Oh, so it's
But
still rumor. It's not. It's anonymous official. Yes, it's not fully true yet.
yeah, that could be. It's probable to be like that because he has some, I don't know, inconsistencies. In a normal world, he should be off from a long time ago, but we are not normal anymore,
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately.
maybe he'll resign and FTX will actually get, or FTX, SBF, fucking acronyms. Like maybe SBF will actually get in trouble because, dude, seems like that guy's gonna walk.
He'll probably walk. He has too much money now
Yeah,
for I don't know, for a fair justice. It's that simple. It's the reality. Nothing we can do. But
yeah.
yeah,
All the
render.
drama.
Yeah, render. Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of people. Yeah, I'll chase this one. Yeah, if you want to go on daily, if you find a bot setup, if you want to follow catch a trend, you can go on render even with Holy Grail. Let's find the render. Let's see where the render is. Let's see if I have it here. Render. Okay. I don't see it on 5 minute chart, but I could definitely play around with Holy Grail. Yeah, I could change my time frame. Let's say I want a 1 hour time frame. I don't see a new trend again. I see up and down now. Yeah? But if we start trending again, I could chase it. But for an investor, no. No, it's too high. And just be damn sure to watch this one. Wait until the pump will be over. Could be this one. And watch and see if the market will touch again the long reload zone. 95%, 98% of the time, the market will go back in long reload zone, put a double, and then go up. Yeah? So I don't think it's a good idea to chase.
Yeah, go
But
find an old Luna chart. I mean, that's what happened with Luna. You know, a bunch of people missed the first rally. Like even a bunch of TRI people, myself included, didn't really catch the first rally. And then when it came, it was just like this. Came back down, and then it ended up being obviously like I could see Rent just because Render was so strong. It's clearly been like one of the leaders this so far.
I don't even want to know what's fundamental is. Something it's clearly it's strong, but that doesn't mean I should not wait. I should not respect my plan.
Yeah,
My
totally.
plans are not allowed to buy above the long reload zone. We're above the long reload zone. Okay, I'm not buying. It's that simple. I'm not fucking chasing any altcoin. Doesn't matter if it's the best thing since the sliced
Yeah.
bread or the water. No, I'm not buying. It's clear in my plan.
Uh, well, buy for $1. I bet you that thing goes to $1.
Yeah, I don't know. If we go at $1 and I'll put a cute little W, then I could reassess and
Oh yeah,
buy it.
I'm not saying 70's fine too. I'm just more calling out that it'll probably come back down into the reload zone against that W.
So we have 1 hour and something. Let's do the giveaway. What do you say, Kevin?
Yeah, totally.
So for the giveaway, here's the tweet, the pinned tweet. You should retweet that. Nothing else. You just retweet and you are automatically participating in the giveaway. I will put this one. This one was not too many words, just live on YouTube. But I'll pin this one on my profile. No, I want a pin, not a highlight. Okay, so we have this one now. I prepared the last week tweet. We have 19 retweets. Let's pick a winner. Let's see, Marianne, D-Mac. I know you guys are watching. Let's see. So, without drums, pick a winner, and let's see the results.
Oh, it's a
I
new
see this.
person.
Yeah, I saw this guy on active on I guess even on YouTube, and probably is even on Discord. So,
Cool.
congratulations! Just DM me on Discord or Twitter, and I'll give you 1 month free on premium part. Yeah. If you are already a premium member, then you can choose if you want to do one-to-one with me. I don't know. I guess Kevin, it's Kevin time. But only if you are a premium member already and you want to do a one-to-one. If you are not a premium member, then you will get 1 month premium membership. Another thing, guys, I said this month we'll keep the subscription fees the same for premium. From next month, from August, I'll change them. I'll upgrade it a little bit. Yeah, we put day by day a lot of time and effort. Live streaming every day, posting setups. I talk with Stefan, and we'll post even more than that. But we'll update the subscription from next month. But like I said on premium chart and even for general members, you still have this month, July, to choose any subscription program you want. You have 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and 1 year. So you can buy this month 1 year if you want at the current price. New people from August, from I don't know, next year, they will not get that chance to buy a subscription at $25. Yeah. So if you want to add to your subscription, or you want to get in before we will upgrade the subscription, okay. If not, you can stay on free part. It's a lot of value. It's not about day trading and scalping and free part. It's about investing. You have everything we have on this plan for free. We have Tuesday New York session live streaming for everyone, so you can get an idea how we are trading live. Yeah, you'll find me, Stefan, even Kevin trading in the New York session, and not only me and Stefan. We are a couple of traders watching the market and trading live in the New York session. DMAC, about your question, become a premium member, and you'll see there, DMAC. Yeah. We have everything on that channel. Become a premium member. Watch there. You have the address. Another thing, we only have one address for everything. Why? Because we have a lot of scammers, so people they'll not get confused. We have one address for every payment we have on Discord. Just to keep it simple, and I don't want to hear about scammers anymore. That's why from August we'll go private. If someone watches the YouTube video and wants to join us on Discord, okay, DM me. I'll give you one-time invitation link. You'll access, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably that time. It's too many freaking weirdos on Discord.
Too many scammers, not only imitating me. I see even Miku has some scammer with his name. I saw some gladiators. Even Stefan had some. I don't want to see scam. If I'll go private, maybe from time to time I'll miss one and I'll have to deal with it, but not every fucking day. It's that simple.
And really, I mean, if people want to hang out, they can find us. It's not like being public's not really that helpful anyway.
No, it's not. It's just a pain in the ass for me and for gladiators.
Cool. Well, yeah,
okay.
So there's a change, and
we have some coins.
We just have one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just say again.
Oh, I was just going to tell you about one request, but
yeah,
it's a ELA. That's Blubber asked about. He said on Huobi was the biggest history, but it's a Qcoiner.
Elastos?
Yeah, Elastos.
This one? This is Dicker. Let's see.
And then I forgot to look at that stock. Shit.
We have time. We didn't finish the request. We'll do the someone posted in the TA channel, and we'll definitely answer to that question. Weekly, we have some weekly W's. I like that. Bullish divergence, bullish OBV, bullish everything. Dollar cost averaging on weekly, definitely a good idea. It's up to you if you are dollar cost averaging on weekly basis or monthly basis. Yeah, it's just a preference. You have to decide. I would prefer, I don't know, monthly, same amount of money. Let's say I want to invest in Elastos, I don't know, $100 in total. I'll split my $100 in 10 or 6 months, depending how I see the market. And every month I'll buy the same amount of money. Doesn't matter the price. And that way I'll manage to get the bottom. If you are trying to use the little old lady, you have that weekly W, you have the breakout, you have the retest. This level, $1.36, it's a good level to buy for little old lady. Don't buy everything. Buy 0.5 like we have on our plan. Huh? Buy 0.5 here and keep another 0.5 for eventually lower levels. But buy 0.5 here and put a sell half on a double. You can see 1.3, 2.6. Not a bad idea. Not too far away. Just a retest of this level and you'll get some free coins. You saw what happened here. A lot of bullish divergence. Nice W's. Indicators confirming the price action. You can see the OBV is looking really nice. This is about weekly chart. I don't know. Let's see daily chart. Daily chart, let's say this. Let's assume that this was the bottom. We don't know that. So what we can do on daily, pretty simple. Let's just put a long reload zone. I know I'm bugging you with long reload zone every time, but on daily chart, maybe you should wait. I don't know. I don't see a new W here. So maybe you should wait for 78.6 and a new W in the long reload zone. Yeah. I don't see a special reason on daily chart to buy at 61.8. If you know how to trade on, I don't know, and you prefer, you hunt with mountain man and you trade mountain man like me, it's too much of the time frame. Daily, it's a bit too much. We don't know. It's assuming too much. Maybe on 4-hour chart you can hunt with mountain man, but still keep in mind it's an altcoin. I'll prefer every time you can see big fat round number $1. Just my 2 cents. I'll wait here at 78.6, or maybe I could buy here but give me a new W. This had a nice move up. Now is consolidating, but this move could be over. We can go 78.6 or maybe even a bit low.
Yeah, this one's also available on Coinbase for US people.
Yeah. So you have it on Coinbase. We'll probably do okay if it's available on Coinbase because Americans could buy it. But I'm not buying without a clear about trading. I mean, on daily and lower. I'm not buying without a clear setup. On, like I said, on weekly chart, okay, little old lady, you can play around. Even with little old lady, you can wait for the next W. But it's a good level to start dollar cost averaging or even buy 0.5%.
Yeah.
That's my view about Elastos.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's.
We have another request or something like that. I don't. I have
That was
to check
actually it in the comments, and then there's just that stock is the only other one, but nobody else said anything in here. I don't think.
Until people will ask another idea, you can change the screen and talk about that stock.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think Kevin is the best. I think Kevin is the best guy to talk about stocks. Yeah,
It's
I
funny.
could do it, trade it, but Kevin has more experience, likes more stocks part, so I guess he's the best one for that.
I mean, yeah, this one keeps popping up for me too. I think it was this NMDN Nano Dimension. It's like probably like a pharma name. I don't even know. We'll look at it, but I mean, nothing's different than the little. I mean, depending on what. I don't know. The person was asking about like a trade or a longer term investment, but I mean, This thing fits all the criteria of our altcoin plan for the most part. I mean, I see a potential weekly W. Let's go to a weekly chart really quick. Oh yeah, and then this was the one that yeah, because okay, so
Posted a weekly chart, so I guess he wants the weekly view.
yeah, what are these Bollinger Bands? I don't want those on. Um, I mean, my at first glance, I'm like, yeah, this thing looks awesome, right? Like, I mean, what I would normally do is just draw my fibs first. You know, can see that we're down near 88.6. We're actually below the reload zone, below 78.6. So that's always a good sign. And of course, like as an investor, this is exactly the chart we're looking for, right? Usually the bottom comes in some sort of rally, and then we're going to buy the retracement of the rally, or at least that's sort of my approach. Like, sure, yeah, you can get in hunting in here if you're, savvy on this name, and there's a nice W down here you could have bought, and you'd have been in long here, and that was a 10x. No, that's not 10x, is it? Jeez, it is a pretty good 7xer. Back in 2020. But anyway, this looks perfect, right? So like this is a weekly chart and we have this nice weekly W forming. We don't actually have a weekly W, but what I do see is a key reversal here, which is insane. That's a weekly key reversal that's engulfing, you can see that this week we opened up down below the previous, all the way back to here. So there's a massive key reversal that goes all the way back to these candles. We're engulfing all of these candles here. And so a tick higher tomorrow is a key reversal, which on a weekly chart is, you can't, I'm not saying it's going to work 100%, but damn, you can't really get a better signal, especially when it's coming in down at good location here at 88.6. And it's also a potential weekly W if we do break that level there at 324. So now, for 100%, sure, you could go buy this. Of course, it is up on the week. It was up 40 or 50 cents. So it's up a good 20%. So, you are chasing a little bit there. But as an investor, the location's pretty damn good. So I wouldn't really fault anybody if they had, fundamental reasons for wanting to own this stock or something to just go buy it here. It looks nice. And then the next thing I would know, for my straight up just basic little lady plan has to do with OBV, though. So I would... I'd be looking at OBV, which I don't see OBV in a divergence, but I do see a cheeky little W down here. So, the W came in. OBV's trying to turn up. It's not in divergence, but that's nice. And then RSI's in divergence that confirmed here. So, when we broke through this big wide W, we had smaller confirmed divergences, but that one seems to be there was a divergence that came in back here, but really I'd probably call that the main primary divergence, which is confirmed right here on this breakout. So so location is a good reason, 88.6. RSI divergence is a good reason, which confirmed technically right on this candle. So really, if you wait for a weekly W, you'd have a classic TRI 3 reasons to take a trade setup. So I wouldn't, I think basically your options, or for me, just looking at this, it's I could just buy right here, or I could let it break out and then try to buy the test of the W. That's sort of the safer, let this thing break out, come back and W, and, maybe you try to buy that W, or maybe this thing just plods along, but damn nice looking chart. And really wouldn't fault anybody for buying it. If I look at my daily trend chart, like I was trying to talk about earlier, this is another thing that stood out to me is this thing is in the process of changing market state, right? So, the bear market basically confirmed, somewhere up in here as the 200 rolled over, and then we went into this painful downtrend and classic 200 tag that got rejected. So any longs in here just got their hopes up and smashed here, and trend was still down. But right now you can see these W's start coming in on the daily. We broke through the 200, and now we're fighting to stay above it. We had to fiddle around with it, but as this thing starts turning up, same thing, the trend's up. So if I was hunting, if I wanted to drill down and do THG 4-hour swings or something, if I want to swing trade this, I would have the green light to basically start hunting longs. It doesn't mean an investor probably doesn't want to buy right here, but I could see trying to trade this stock. This is kind of what I've been working on lately. Now, of course, RSI is a little bit overbought, and we also ramped up into earnings. So just to highlight that, the reason this thing's pumping is it pumped right into the earnings, which was a couple days ago. So that's not a huge surprise. And we're also getting up into this gap against the M. So I'd imagine this thing to range from here. I don't expect it to just necessarily rip uh, mostly because of the earnings. You know, they'll probably take it back down actually now that the earnings are over with, but we'll see. I like it though. And then last, I was just going to quick look at Finviz just to see what this thing even is, because unlike crypto stocks, you can get a lot of information that you can't get with crypto as easily. Like you can get a gauge for whether this thing's a good trade or not, because there are some risks with small cap stocks, which I'm trying to become much more mindful of, because I'm kind of tired of, and that's sort of the whole point of this 200 period moving average thing. I don't want to be buying into stocks that haven't turned yet. I really want to wait for them to turn. Like I'm all for buying weekly W's and stuff, but unless at bare minimum I want to see weekly W's. So this one is starting to show that. And then just looking at it here, I mean, right away, 253 million shares out isn't great. That's not like a great number. I'd prefer that to be under 100, and really under, like, you know, ideally it would be like 25 to 50 million, but that's kind of a lot of shares out, but that's okay. And then really there's what else can I say about this? There's not a lot of data here. This is it's a computer company actually. I was assuming it was healthcare for some reason. There's nothing standing out to me here. It's low insider ownership. I like to see high insider ownership, lower share count. And I like to see them have, there's no cash, price to cash data here, but it looks like the price to book, it's trading at 4 times book. So it's not like, it's not bad, but it's not like mega cheap. You know, I think down at the bottom at like 220 would be like cheap. So I don't know if you have a reason to go buy this. There's not a lot of, some of these numbers are missing here. They're not making money at the moment. They're expecting to make money next year or over the next 5 years. That's the last 5 years. So they have been making money. I don't know. Fucking A. From a technical perspective, I think it's probably okay. I like it. I'd prefer a check back against the 200 here. You know, like any kind of, like if I was going to sneak in, I notice this gap right here is a place where I might be interested. So even if I drew my fibs off of the lows and just hunted, you know, basically you can see how Mountain Man is the 200 period moving average right here at, 250. And there's that gap right below, and this is very V bottomish. So I think this is like an earnings pump. They just pumped it right in earnings, and now they'll pull it back against the gap. Now the real issue is a reverse split. It is above $1. Like anytime these things are under $1 or around $1, you got to worry about them splitting it so that they can get the share price above $1 to stick with the NASDAQ requirements. So like the fact that it's like $3 here, $2 to $3 is better than if it was like 60 cents. I'd be like, they're going to split this thing. But reverse split it, that is. So maybe they're not going to do that, but you probably want to, if you're invested in this, you're going to want to follow it and make sure they don't say they're going to split it. I could totally, especially, yeah, I could see them doing that. But anyway, that's my take on it. Technically looks really good. Fundamentally, I don't know. Probably have to look into it more. Where's the best place to trade stocks? I would say Interactive Brokers, but it also depends on what country you're in. I mean, for me, I use Interactive Brokers, and I hate their platform. God, I hate their platform. It's annoying. But
If
I
you are
mean,
in Europe, you can trade, I don't know, XTB and other platforms. But if Interactive Brokers, it's good enough.
yeah, Interactive. I mean, they're the best. It's just that well, I don't know about the best, but like I have access to everything through them, and like I think it's fine. I just don't like how their platform works. But it's just like I only put orders in there anyway. I'm not really. I've even started using the mobile app, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. But like you can put work all your orders through the mobile app, and then I just chart. I know I don't use any of these platforms for charting. Like I like my E-Trade, so I basically use E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, and Robinhood. And honestly, I like Robinhood. People hate on it, but it might not be the best. I like Robinhood because the mobile app is awesome. It's like, I mean, it's weird. It's like, it's anyway, those are my options. But Interactive Broker is probably the best. Yeah, that's right, Andre. They have a good, they pay on the money market accounts pretty well. So yeah, there's another one. Let's see, OTRK we could look at. Yeah, Andre's talking about that key reversal. Yeah, so anyway, that was a long analysis, but the weekly key reversal is nothing to scoff at. That's really good location. So if this thing does, I like it. I don't know. I've been watching it actually. I didn't catch this little rally here, but I have been watching it. It's actually on my one on my list, and I saw somebody talking about it too at TRI, and that might even be the same person that requested it here. I'm not sure, but OTRK. I don't know if that's stock or crypto. Sounds like a stock to me. On track. Maybe it's this thing. Damn. Nice OBV. It is a weekly chart. You can kind of see the bottom coming in. Nice big fat weekly W on RSI divergence and OBV divergence. I mean, this is, I do like at first glance just like this because it's hard to find stocks with weekly OBV divergences right now. You're not going to find tons, but even from here, like we start making lower lows through here.
Try
And,
to see that chart.
yeah.
If you know fundamentals, facts, they are not, I don't know, horrible. You're a stupid guy if you're not buying. Why? What you are doing in this market if you're not buying that?
Yeah. I mean, you see the volume. I mean, so yeah, I think Paul's right. There, you can't, if you have any reason to buy this, like fundamentally, then sure. I will just add that as far as it, God, man, there's a lot of zooming in. So there's actually weekly W. Well, I think that's a. I mean, there's a W here, so like you technically do have a weekly W like that just broke out, and now we're testing it. I do see a cheeky gap down here, so they're probably gonna fill this gap. Unfortunately, and they'll probably fake everybody out on that weekly W. So that's like a sniper level would be 37.4, 37.5 cents. Just fill that weekly gap. That seems like a great level to hit, especially look at that OBV divergence and RSI is in divergence too. So that's the weekly chart. You definitely have location, divergence, and structure. Now in a daily chart, this is all I'll say about this. And this is kind of what maybe I didn't articulate myself that well, but what I was trying to get at with this idea of this simple 200 period trend identification sort of plan is how do you keep yourself out of trouble here? And like, are you too early? Like, I don't want to be too early. And so here it's like, you can see we broke the 200, but then just got rejected and we're back under it now. So I don't think there's a huge rush. You know, you could buy against the W, but really you want to see this thing above the 200. So, I mean, I could see buying a check of the 200. That's essentially what I was saying earlier, you know? So like, that's the W. And this is the confluence you'll often see. The W through the 200 is a really good sign. And so sure, like I could see just buying that breakout level, but I would probably be risking to the lows and willing to walk away if it fails. Because if we lose these lows, then the 200 is going to start pointing down. And so I'm kind of banking on this thing going, staying above the 200 and getting above there relatively soon. So I think we're a little early for like this kind of like stay out of trouble 200. Even like right here, like it would have like if you're buying into this, you'd have thought you're smart, but if you got sucked in up here, you just got wrecked because the 200 was still pointing down. It wasn't really ready to turn. Now it's a lot more ready to turn. So I kind of like it. I don't know. This one we'll look at real quick, and then we'll look at FinViz too and see what it looks like. See, this one has 28 million shares, so definitely better in the share count. Less shares out floating around. Now it's under $1, and so remember I was saying, and this is a candidate for a reverse split too because it's only 47 cents. And usually, if you look right here in the news, yeah, right here, on track announces receipt of notice from NASDAQ non-compliance. And so this is what you have to be careful. This is the main risk with buying these shit stocks. Well, let's see. This is less than $1 from the previous 30 So anyway, the NASDAQ's saying you got to get your shares above $1. Which, so you got to be careful buying under. In fact, I've started screening for just stocks that are $2 or more to get rid of this problem, or even $1 or more. But you don't want to really. Did I just lose my? You don't want to. That's the main risk with buying shit stocks is reverse splits and offerings. Because if they go and like even here, they only have 28 million shares. So if they decide, maybe they have in their corporate documents, they can go sell another 30 million shares and they do a deal at like 40 cents or 30 cents to some venture capital or somebody or whoever is going to, front the deal. So they offer them 30 million shares at 30 cents and the price will just go down to 30. This just happened. Like I was interested in this Mobic. That's what happened. And I still like the stock, but this is exactly what they did. They I was buying it in here, actually a key reversal, a daily key reversal, and um, actually this is, you can see the OBV was what I was interested in. Then they did an offering at 10 cents a couple days ago, and price just cratered into 10 cents because they sold more shares. So that's the risk. Looking at this now, like on the daily chart, if I was following my 200 thing, I really don't have any. It's like okay to take a trade up to the 200, but really, I can't argue that this is a long-term investment ready stock yet because we did have W's and stuff, and I like the volume coming in, but I really want to see the 200 get closer to price and getting through it, honestly. And I'm starting to shift to more of this kind of waiting. Maybe I'm just an old dude now, but like being more patient and just going like, I'm not going to try to catch these pops. I'm just going to let this thing turn the trend for real. Like that. And then,
We're getting older and more patient. Let's hope.
yeah, I mean, this shit takes a lot of patience because going back to that nano dimension, I like it. I mean, at least this one, you can kind of see the patience you would have had to have. Like in this rally, you got to be like, nah. This rally, you're kind of like, hold steady. Like, I don't know, it looks pretty good, but I'm not that, and then you just kind of, the 200 is just getting closer and closer to price. And now we have like it's like the first breakthrough was a fake out. And now the second one, if we can come back against the 200 and base off of that level, then it's like you have so much more confirmation, but your risk still isn't that much greater. Cause even if you're buying, right here, you're still only risking down, 19% is your risk window. Whereas like if you're buying, I don't know, this W right here, say you bought same 19% risk window essentially, but no resistance here. Like right now you're buying right in here, you're buying right into 200 period resistance. Whereas here now you're starting to buy into open air above, if this thing can get going, God, if it gets out, if it breaks this level, then it's got a lot of air to just get way up, into like $4, $5, $6, so I like it here a lot more than here, for example. And so that one I was just looking at.
I see a gap at 250 or a bit lower. And with Holy Grail, I see a change in the trend, but not too much for the moment.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I need another Holy Grail, but that
Yeah,
gap
yeah.
should be a retest. Yeah.
And of course, that gap is gonna, it'll be around the 200 by the time all this. Yeah, so I mean, that's the gap is probably that's a good level. There's no point in buying it right here, but hopefully you can at least see the trend changing as opposed to like the other one we were just looking at where it's not so like that MOBQ. Very different story here. This thing's still just getting pounded, so is what it is. But I pulled this up and saw this volume coming in the key reversal, and then it's got an AI story that seemed relatively reasonable, and I thought it'd be okay. And I'm actually averaged in like down here somewhere, but I'm down 30. I think I'm down 30. Well, somewhere around. It got worse when this was like an overnight dump too. It wasn't even like during regular market hours. Well, that's not true because this is a daily chart. Anyway, my main point here is offerings and reverse splits are kind of your big risk with these kind of stocks. So just keep that in mind. That kind of goes back to my whole Russell 2000 thing of like waiting for this Russell 2000 to turn up. Some sort of bot to confirm to suggest that that small caps and growth stocks, like kind of these small growth names, are actually ready to start climbing higher. Like as soon as I see this pointing higher, then I bet you those other names are going to have a lot more support to move higher. So I'm kind of just waiting for this. If we stay range bound here, then I bet names like that Mobeek are going to continue. This thing's going to continue getting fucking hammered here. So just anyway, 2 cents on the stock market.
Yeah.
What was Andre saying? Yeah, because Andre knows this shit really well.
Yeah, it's a good trader, an old one.
Yeah, FA does matter. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with these stocks, man. And there's a lot of risk in shit stocks. Like I think I was saying last week, even I'm not sure if there's not more risk than crypto. Like altcoins are scammy and stuff, but they do trade 20.
They'll pump with the Bitcoin. If Bitcoin and the narrative is going, we have a bull market, everything will pump. In stock market, no, they could go to zero pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you have to remember there's sharks running these things, and so like Like
Yeah.
the risk of offerings and reverse splits alone is enough to like crypto doesn't have that. You don't wake up one day and realize the algo has been reverse split and the value just gets crushed or whatever. It's like,
At least they have the white paper and they have some rules. They will be punished if they all do so stupid things.
yeah, like this. They just did an offering and you don't find out about it until the morning, and then it's just like too late. I mean, not that I was gonna panic sell out of this or anything, but and to be fair, like all of my little old lady trades, I'm not fully invested in this thing. If it wants to put in another W and I still like it, I'll consider adding and still be okay with it. I'm not really counting on, it's okay. Like I'm risking a zero on this thing, and it also might go to zero. I mean, I'm not going to say I have full on rules because I'm starting to, I mean, or at least I'm starting to think about changing my outlook on some, it was nice to be part of the stock market bull run in, the last cycle. But I did learn a lot by buying a lot of piece of shit stocks that didn't do that great. And so I'm kind of now going, I don't know if I love, I mean, my old style was to just go, this thing's kicked in the nuts. It's starting to W out. I'm going to go buy it. That's how I've been trading, and that works. But I think I can do better. I think by sort of transitioning into more of this trend following kind of idea where I'm actually, because there's thousands of stocks, right? Like, how do you pick the good ones? Like, how are you there this day buying down here before it popped 100% or whatever? It's really hard to do that. Like, you end up buying like 10 different names and like a couple of them do that or whatever. Like, it's hard. And so now I'm like, maybe I should wait for these things to turn up and then just go and swing trade them is kind of like sort of that's kind of how I'm looking at this stuff potentially going forward. Like I'll probably still little lady some of these, but I do think I'm getting pickier. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to be like I like that Nano Dimension way more than this name. So just it showed, so anyway, this just like my kind of thinking out loud. I'm sort of getting sick of these kind of shit stocks. I want to find a better way than just kind of buying lows and hoping for pops. Which does work. I mean, and there'll always be one that like goes nuts. And there'll always be somebody to tell me that I wasn't smart or whatever because I didn't buy Nano Dimension when it was the day before it rocketed.
At the end of the day, in the long run, you have to be profitable. That's the only thing that
Yeah.
matters.
Like,
If you are trend following, okay. If you are, I don't know, by the bottom catching knife on a weekly chart, okay. At the end of the day, we are here to make money.
yeah.
I'm a scalper usually. Yeah, I take the holy grail and I'm trading on 3 minute chart, 5 minute chart. Kevin even saw what I did at comp today. Yeah, but in the same time, some people they don't like that. They want to put a trade now and watch it for 2 months. Okay,
Yeah. And that's fine.
let's
I
not.
mean, yeah, there's a million ways to do this. Um,
Yeah,
and it obviously comes down to who you are as a person, which is the first thing you have to figure out is like, what kind of trader are you and what are your limitations? And, if you're a full-time jobber and stuff, you might just want to use something like this. If you're only going to look at it once a week or so, you probably want to minimize the time you're going to have to like go underwater in these with the effort that you're putting into it. So you might be better off just like I was saying, it's really easy to run a screen of stocks that are breaking through the 200 period moving average. You just get a list and you can go, they'll look like this one would have fired right here on a close. And so you'd open up the screen and see this, which is like, damn, that looks pretty good. So, I've cut this whole bear market out of my attention. I didn't have to pay any attention during any of that time. And then now I'm like, oh, well, now's a good chance to draw my reload zones and see if I can buy a reload zone, which you could have right here, So just one way of looking at this stuff. I wish there was an easier scanner for a W. Like if I had a weekly W scanner that was telling me every time a weekly W broke out, that'd be cool. But I don't know about that. I do know this is super easy on FinViz to do. So, anyhow, we've gone a half hour over already today, but whatever. We're just talking and hopefully,
Brian will be proud of us. We managed to go to 2 hours and even more.
I mean, it's really easy to do. I could talk for another hour because I'm just sitting here talking into a mic with not even sure who's listening. And
Uh, let's keep it at 1 hour and a half, below 2 hours.
no, totally. I mean, I do think there's not much point in going uh,
And
long.
talk today, but you'll hear us every day in the New York session. If you have a question, you can ask Kevin on Discord, or you can ask me. If you are a Discord member, you can ask any question you want at any time, and I'll find time to answer you.
Yeah.
And I'm not speaking only on premium members, even general members. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I'll gladly try to help you. Just my 2 cents. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just a stupid trader. Trust me. I'm not. I'm a bit more consistent than others. That's all.
Yeah, totally. And Andre did mention the Finviz double bottom. Yeah, you can use this. This is the Finviz double bottom screener, but it's a daily chart they're figuring these things on. But I look at this all the time. Um, Not so much a weekly W's finder, but I mean that one thing that is cool about stocks is you can screen a lot more than you can crypto at the moment. Unless anybody knows, like let me know if you can find a crypto screener, like a scanner that will just, like here, like Finviz, just super easy, go to technical 200-day simple moving average, and I can choose any of these parameters and really just crossing
You have
price
on a
cross.
trading view. You have a trading view, something similar. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, I forget about trading view. Let's see.
Trading view has the one what you can put some limit, some moving average, I guess.
But can I do crypto or well, that's I'll have to look into that. But yeah, if I mean a screener that just tells me when a daily close above the 200 happens, that would be cool because then you could just make a list, go
I don't know
through it.
if they close, but at least they will give you what it's above 200 moving.
Yeah, or just tick. I mean, ideally, I'd like to see it tick through because I don't want to miss it. Like AKT, for example. I just offhand, you look at this thing, and it's like
I don't
there was only a day or two, but anyway, anyhow.
Yeah, I'll let you, Kevin, close the live stream.
Yes.
Guys, who is interested in VIP trading with me and Stefan? Just following our calls. Today and tomorrow is the last 2 days for July. Just Wi-Fi, OFI. I'm not recommending VIP for everyone. I had some problems in the past. You need a good portfolio and you need to know risk management. Without risk management, I'll not let you in VIP. Yeah, it's something special. I'll give you, I don't know, calls, but without risk management, nobody could make you profitable. It's that simple. So I don't want to get people without risk management in that room.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to have under control. Awesome. Well, yeah, we did get up to 2 hours, and so yeah, hit Paul up if you're interested in the premium. But otherwise, we'll just be doing business as usual this week, and be back next Sunday for this show again, talking about altcoins, and maybe I'll make some streams for our community about this sort of trend following kind of stock trading plan that I'm going to try to start working, and then other than that. I guess we'll just leave it at that. Hope you guys all have a good rest of your weekend, and maybe if we're lucky, Gary Gensler will resign. I don't know why, but it's easy to dislike that guy. So we should all cheer when he gets canned.
So now I don't see any point to stay there.
But I don't want to wish bad on anybody. But he's just he's not. We don't. He's our crypto enemy, huh? But anyhow, I'm just kidding around. But that might happen. And then other than that, I guess I'm gonna hit the outro on our little thing, and then we'll just see you guys all. I don't have any great closing thoughts, but we'll see you guys in Discord and maybe back on YouTube next week. So take care, everyone. Good to see you, Andre, and thanks everybody else that joins us every week. Talk to you later.